Let's see if anyone's cheating here. Doesn't look like it. But then they may be hiding it. I think I'm mostly hiding my mods as well. Which I don't really use super cheaty mods. Honestly, I always laugh because there's like a whole subset of people out there in the Payday 2 community who are super anti-mod. They're like, fuck you. Modded player, get out of my game. I don't want anything to do with you. Don't touch me. I don't get out of here. Type of stuff, right? Like, no mods, instantly kick you. Like this guy. This guy probably kicked me because he noticed I had mods. There is a subset of the Payday 2 community that's like, you have mods, get out, kick instantly, right? Which I guess is fine. It's their prerogative if they want to do that. But I will say the hilarious part is even almost entirely for people who are like anti-mod and don't want modders in their game, there is this like leeway for HUD mods, right? For people who are like, I don't want modded players. Oh, but they just have like, they just have Vanilla HUD Plus or Wolf HUD or something. That's fine. I don't care about that. And I'm gonna say, of like all the mods that I have, my HUD mod might be like the cheatiest. Like, my HUD mod keeps track of a bunch of shit for me that you don't normally get to keep track of in the game. Right? Like, it might be the cheatiest of everything I've got. And yet people are, like, perfectly okay with HUD mods. Really, most of the mods that I use just, like, quality of life or ease of use or things like that. Woo! Good damage, but we're on wave 1, so it doesn't matter. HUD mods are okay. But I mean, like, look at all of the stuff that Vanilla HUD Plus gives me, right? Like, I can see how many cops are in the mission. I can track my fellow heisters and see what they're doing and where they're doing it and all this stuff, right? Like, there's a bunch of things it keeps track of that you don't normally get to keep track of in the game. So, I don't consider it a cheat, but it's probably one of the cheatiest things I have. It keeps track of my buffs for me, it keeps track of my turrets, it keeps track of the deployables that are in the mission. It even will keep track of, like, the gauge courier packs that are in the mission and stuff like that, too. Right? It has a bunch of stuff in it. A bunch of the other mods I have are just, like... I do have one mod. I do have one mod that even I would consider very, very cheaty, but it's like... I use it because I could not fucking be bothered not to. And it's one that helps with, like, cooking the meth and finding the right engine and things like that on missions where it's like, you need to do this very specific set of shit, and Bane is going to talk you through it, and he's going to make horrible mistakes and probably make you screw everything up anyway. Right? I just use mods that let me see what I need to do next, or like which engine is the right one on big oil or engine problem or whatever it's called. That one is. Right? Like, I use those, and I myself will admit, yeah, those are very cheaty. Those are super cheaty in my mind. But I can't be bothered to give a shit about this weird, like, puzzle mechanic in a heist game where Bane's gonna, like, get steps wrong, and you'll probably screw it up just because he screwed it up or something. You know what I mean? I can't be bothered to care enough for that. So I have those, and I'm like, yeah, those are absolutely cheaty. But, most of the other mods that I have are just things that help me, like quality of life, but not super cheaty. Those can be individually judged. People may be liking to play with cheats or mods to change gameplay in some way, like Silent Assassin. I like to play with Silent Assassin. But the thing is, my Silent Assassin doesn't do anything if I'm in someone else's lobby, and I also don't use it when I'm online. I don't play online with Silent Assassin, but I find the pager mechanic to be such garbage. Like, not only is the pager So here's basically where I draw the line at mods, which is if something is unrealistic but it's fun or interesting, then sure, don't use mods to mess with it too much. If something is unrealistic and it feels like trash, then I have no problem with you modding it out of the game. And Pagers is exactly the point where I draw that line. Pagers is BS. Pagers is super unrealistic because there's not some random dude in some office somewhere who suddenly gets a sixth sense that, oh my god, he might be in trouble, I better page him. That's just not going to happen in the real world. Like, is someone eventually going to call when someone doesn't show up on their rounds or something? Yeah, maybe 20, 30 minutes later. Not the second you shoot him. Right? Eventually someone's going to wonder where that guy is, but not right when you take him out. And so Pagers is unrealistic, and it is also a terrible mechanic. I hate it. It feels like garbage, Pagers. Like, it feels terrible. Pagers in the game feel terrible. And every single time I lose a mission because of Pagers, it just makes me angry. It doesn't make me like, oh, I should try and play better then. It's like, no, that was some BS where that guard walked out from behind a wall randomly from nowhere and suddenly I have too many Pagers going. Like, it never feels good to lose by Pagers. It can be justified. I can kind of see how it can be justified, I guess. If your guards are also wearing, like, life sign detectors or some shit like that, maybe, but still, I just don't like the pager mechanic. I think the pager mechanic was a gimmick they came up with to make stealth less powerful, to, like, try and balance stealth with loud, and I think it's a terrible mechanic. If you kill the whole map without pagers, stealth is very easy that way. Yeah, I know, and I'm fine with that. Like, offline, on my own time, I'm perfectly fine with that. Because I'm fine with playing this game almost like it's a Hitman version of a heist game. I'm perfectly fine with that offline. It feels much more like the way the game ought to have been to me when I play offline to do it with Silent Assassin. What do you say? But yeah, whenever I play online, I absolutely do not use Silent Assassin. Because whenever I'm playing online, I try to play with as much of like a vanilla experience as possible and not have my mods affect other players at all. But yeah, that's probably the other like most cheaty thing I probably use is Silent Assassin. But again, I don't play with that online. But oh yeah, all of that was leading up to like I also use a mod that hides my mods. And not because I'm trying to grief anyone's game or troll anyone or anything like that, right? I use a mod that hides my mods because of the fact that so many people have this, like, aggressive anti-mod attitude, and pretty much everything I use doesn't really affect other people at all. And so I hate when people are like, oh, you have mods, get kicked instantly. Like, I'm not doing anything to their game. And I certainly don't use it to troll other people. They're absolutely, like, full-on cheat hacks. They'll, like, let you completely mess with other people online, which I don't get. Like, I understand why they exist because I have no faith in humanity and people are terrible. I fully understand why they exist. But, like, why? Fucking why? Is that really how you get your rocks off, by ruining people's day in Payday 2? Really? Like, is that the best you can come up with? Why are you guys hiding up here? Oh, that's because these are both AI, so they're just following him. I have to say, poison shotguns feel kind of interesting, but I don't know if they'll scale up to, like, Wave 9 at all. I guess we'll see. HUD mods, because they're wicked, and using a Borderlands HUD and Payday seem really funny to me. Yeah, HUD mods most people are okay with. Even the people that are, like, anti-mod are usually okay with HUD mods. I have found people that are aggressive about it. Like, I found a mod out there that will auto crash, like crash other people's games if they're using certain mods. Certain mods. Usually it's stuff like Silent Assassin, stuff that they're like, this is cheap. If someone tries to join my lobby with this mod, crash their game. Right? Like, force crash their game. And then I look at the comments section beneath that mod, and they're like, please add Vanilla HUD Plus. I'm like, are you insane? Bad enough you're force crashing other people's games, which should never be allowed. Like, if you're gonna crash it on HUD mods, then you're insane. Okay, I'm starting to like poison shotties pretty much. This feels fun to me. Just shotgunning a dozer in the face with poison damage. Stoic. I keep forgetting to use it because I haven't been playing with Stoic for a little while.
Look out for snappers.
Oh yeah, I need ammo. Why am I hiding here? I need ammo. Besides, I've got my flask. Little extra heal there. If it crashes people with vicious mods, then that's okay, but I'm torn on that topic. Well, the design of the mod, from what I saw, was they added a list of, like, keywords to mods, and if that keyword list gets tagged, then it, like, crashes their game. Because it's like, oh, you have this mod, crash your game. The problem is there's an easy way to bypass that in that you can actually, like, change the registered name of any mod you want. You can make a mod present itself as something else, like change its name, and I think that would bypass it, but still. But also the choices they made for it, like adding Silent Assassin. There is this super aggressive spite in the community for Silent Assassin because of like how aggressively it changes the mechanics of the game, I guess. There's this whole community of people that are like aggressively, oh, you fuck Silent Assassin users kind of thing, right? Even though I never use it online, blah blah blah, all that stuff, right? There are people that's like, use Silent Assassin, you should like die, you deserve to die. Or like, you want to bypass the pagers? That's the whole interesting part of stealth. It's like, no, it's not. The pagers are not the interesting part of stealth. Not by a long shot.